What do you make about what's going on in general overall at tech? We talked earlier in the show about this overhang from Netflix. We just talked about it down more than 73% from its recent high. But then you've got this big pop from Meta, even though results were kind of mixed. What should we be expecting in general from the tech sector as the markets continue to be so choppy?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning. You kind of nailed on. Really, the tech is all over the place, and it is nice logging on in the morning and seeing the Q's up over 220 basis points to start the day. But you got to put things in perspective. This is kind of where we were just 48 hours ago. Definitely, the earnings last night are a constructive place to start. Qualcomm was very strong within the chip space, and then you go down and you look at Meta, PayPal, Pinterest as well. Hopefully, it suggests that the tech bar has been set low enough at this stage of where we are that companies can easily step over it. And I think tonight will be another big test with Apple, Amazon, Roku as well. But the wild ride and the volatility over the past kind of really since late last Q4 when Powell and the Fed did a shift, it's just there are just pockets of tech that are still pretty uninvestable. And I think you still want to avoid those. Look at Teladoc last night. Last I saw, stock was down 37%. So these companies that relied so heavily on the COVID-fueled, boom, I think they're just completely toxic. And no shocker, Kathy Wood's the #1 holder of Teladoc. You touched on Netflix. Streaming is another area which investors just don't want to touch for multiple reasons. Digital advertising has been a tough spot. We know the consumer is struggling, and that is going to impact ad budgets probably in the coming quarters. So guys are just staying nimble. Positioning has been relatively light. I think hedge fund gross and net leverage is right around 52-week lows. And that's kind of been the story over the past several, really in April. Volumes have been somewhat depressed as guys just kind of been doing a lot of sideline watching, given all the volatility.
You mentioned some names might be uninvestable. When you look at shares of Meta, what do you make of this action? Was it to your point that expectations were just so low after reporting the previous quarter that was just awful, frankly, that the bar was so low that's why we're seeing this pop today? Because really this quarter wasn't so great across the board generally.
Yeah, and I've never been a big fan of Zuckerberg, so I'll kind of admit that at the top. But there's a few things with Facebook. At least, we did see a rebound in users, which is a much relief that people aren't completely fleeing their platforms. But then also, a big headwind to the overall stock and the story has been Zuckerberg's obsession with the metaverse. And, obviously they're spending $10 billion a year to kind of build out that universe. They did reduce their expense guidance last night. The metaverse unit was lost money, but it lost less than feared. I think they lost around 2.9 billion. Expectations were for around 3.5 billion in terms of losses there. So there's a few positive things there to point out. But again, these stocks are so bombed out. I think Facebook was down 53% off its highs coming into the print. Similar stories with Pinterest and PayPal. I think those stocks were down north of 70% off their highs. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be jumping in headfirst in the kind of Facebook here. I still think Microsoft is a better name. Apple still remains one of the last safe havens of the market. So I still think when you stick with high quality stories that are putting up durable growth, and you kind of can more rely on their consistency.
You kind of gave a little tease to this next question here. Before we let you go, we have to hit on Apple, obviously going to report tonight, as well as Amazon. Both down, though, about 10% so far this month. You mentioned Qualcomm's good results, which does potentially bode well for Apple. In general, though, can you give us some headlines? What should we be watching for Apple and Amazon?
Yeah, I think especially with Apple, we know there's a lot of money parked in that name. It's been like I said earlier, it's been a safe haven, one of the most probably defensive stocks on the planet. I think people want to hear, really how they continue to navigate the supply chain. We know there's still been a lot of headaches, especially with, the Chinese lockdowns, depending on where their factories are, in which region is being impacted most. But, people are focused on the supply chain, iPhone demand. But other than that, no one's expecting really any two major surprises. And that's been one of the best part about, the Apple story over the past, year or so. There just really haven't been any negative surprises coming out of left field that have taken, the investment community, by surprise. And also Apple really wasn't one of those companies that benefited massively from COVID. And so they've kind of been able to go under the radar, kind of just do what they do. And I think that's been paying off. And obviously cash, returning cash to shareholders. remains a big part of the story as well. So they'll probably get a boost to the dividend and buyback as well. And turning to Amazon, sentiment's much more negative here. You could see a Facebook type of reaction here. I mean, Amazon hasn't made money for investors for a long, long time. Probably since the summer of 2020, it's been dead money. And I think the recent concerns are focused on really margins and inflationary pressures impacting their business. And I think, you had UPS talking down residential shipments earlier in the week. Amazon recently announced some surcharges, which again shows that they're dealing with some pretty difficult issues. But I guess the key to the story will be, how does their cloud unit AWS come in? And if that can kind of deliver and beat buy-side expectations, the stock probably works in the near term, because again, the focus on the cloud's part of the story, and then again, it's a very low bar for them to kind of step over.